Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of 0 to 90 podcast. Uh, we have a very special guest with us, Nitika from Indie Kop. Welcome to our humble podcast, Nitika.
Thank you.
Uh, the first question I wanted to ask you is how did you get started with this whole YouTube channel and making content mainly based on Liverpool and football? So, what was your
Okay.
uh, initial journey?
So the thing was that I have been following football for some time now, and ऐसा हुआ that I wanted to make content on YouTube just as a fan of the game, that how beautiful this game is and the feelings, that emotions that it generates. So I wanted to do because of that mainly, and also in my region, I have specified it a number of times that there are not many football fans. So even I started quite late in this journey, and I knew that I have to like get into it because this was just so much fun. I always wanted to create content, and what better way than mixing football with my love for making videos and content. So that is why I thought to go ahead with it. I was actually delaying it for 2-3 more years, that I'll do it later, but then finally I got into it. I thought that this is the perfect time and let's just do it.
The love for the game is the same reason that we guys started our own podcast because we used to talk hours and hours about football on Discord or on phone. So we thought, why not make it video based content and let's see if people are going to buy it or not. And it's going quite good at the moment.
Yeah.
So as a Liverpool fan, we have seen ups and downs. We have seen dramatic lows and means dramatic highs as well. So I want to cast your mind back to 2015. The highs of
Okay.
2015 are over. Luis Suarez has been sold to Barcelona, and Brendan Rodgers is dealing with a team that is not gelled yet. So he
Yeah.
draws 1-1 with Everton, and the next day we get the news that he's sacked. The man
Hmm.
that replaces him is Jurgen Klopp. He comes in, he gives an interview where he says, "I am the normal one, and in the next 4 years, and if I'm here for 4 years, I'm going to win a trophy." So,
From
what
doubters
was
to
it
believers.
from doubters to believers? That is the main motto that Jurgen Klopp had. So, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, what was your first impressions on Klopp?
It was like the condition that Liverpool was in under Brendan Rodgers. I won't say that Brendan Rodgers was an unsuccessful manager. It's just that the circumstances that happened during that time, the stardust players that we call Luis Suarez, Raheem Sterling at that point of time, he was so good. And then Steven Gerrard, they were all leaving the club. And I feel that Brendan Rodgers did not really anticipate it that these players would be leaving so soon. He thought that maybe they finished second in the Premier League and they could go again and get the title the next season. But it did not work that way. So, which is why, and they did not even have a plan B. If they could get the transfers, the replacings for players like Luis Suarez, not obviously as capable players as them, but at least of that demeanor. If they could do that, I think we could have still worked. But I don't think that Brendan Rodgers and the team had a plan B to sign players, because after getting money for Luis Suarez, we got Lovren, we got Lalana. So the replacement players, I think, could have been better if they had worked out on that, or maybe Brendan Rodgers didn't know how to cope with that. So after he got, the thing is that the matches that we were losing, like Manchester United, we lost by 2-1 at Anfield, and I think Steven Gerrard came on for 38 seconds and as a Lalana replacement, and he got a red card and had to go out, and it was just downhill after that. We lost from a relegated team Hull City, I remember, and that was something that we could not even consider going ahead with a team like that. Liverpool can't go that low, right? So obviously there were problems, and obviously some action had to be taken against Brendan Rodgers at that point of time. So if uh, Brendan Rodgers left, and then Jurgen Klopp, the hype of Jurgen Klopp, what he did at Dortmund, winning two leagues back to back, Bundesliga, and then German Cup he won with that team, and how he transformed Dortmund, the capability that Jurgen Klopp had, and I'm sure that everybody was so excited what he's going to do at Liverpool, and that is, I mean, nobody expected that he will come and will get instant results. I don't think that anybody thought about it, because that is what Jurgen Klopp had to do with a team like Liverpool, to rebuild the team from the ground level. And I think that was a very exciting project, and I was just waiting for the years that he starts making us win, because every year that Jurgen Klopp gave to Liverpool, we saw tremendous improvement in the team, be it by any way, the defense, the midfield, or the way we are attacking, the mentality, the fans, their confidence in the team, the whole city, their level of uh, trust in Klopp. I think that was the biggest thing that changed it all and gave us confidence that we are capable enough to go ahead and finally win the Premier League and Champions League, and that's what we did.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp has brought a otherworldly energy to the city almost. Not only the team,
Exactly.
he has brought an otherworldly energy. And I remember that was a match against Crystal Palace or some team where we drew, and he held the team together. We made a line and we
Uh,
applauded the fans.
I think it was
That
against
was
West Brom. I think it was against
West Brom.
West Brom.
West
Yeah.
Brom, yes, yes. It was the last game of the season, and we all means it is. We don't see
Yeah.
that very frequently in English football. German football, we can
Exactly.
see that they do that all the time, but in the English football, it is not seen very frequently,
Mm.
and the press was very critical of that. Means what
Yeah.
does Jurgen Klopp think? He has won a league title or what? Why is he parading his players around the
Yeah.
field? But that means that he was like, we have to be. We need the fans. Fans are the 12th man. Like Shankly once told
Exactly.
that fans were the 12th man. That was Jurgen Klopp's belief, and definitely Jurgen Klopp has changed the way Liverpool plays. And now I want to talk about the style of play that Liverpool employs. The high press,
Okay.
high press, the high forward line, gegen pressing that we call, or Jurgen pressing, as Liverpool fans like to call it. So, what do you think about the style of play that Klopp employs in his team?
See, if we talk about how he was at Dortmund, or maybe when he shifted to Liverpool, and obviously the gegen pressing that we are talking about, the counter pressing that Klopp deploys in every team that he plays. So I think that is quite good for a team like Liverpool. He needs those 90 minutes player who can run, who can give it everything in that 90 minutes, and then Klopp can work with those kind of players. So in Liverpool with that 4-3-3 backline. I think with Dortmund he had 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2. He used to start the formation that way. And their top five signings hai injury se bachke rahe hai to. And what about you? What are your top five?
He scored a Gerrard as well. He scored a
Oh,
Gerrard as
and that
well.
relation, that's really
No, you're asking my. I think the top four would be same because we
yeah,
needed Allison after the Karius incident in the final, and Van Dijk was, of course, Van Dijk. We needed an
yeah.
defender, of course, and Mane and Salah irreplaceable. Mane scored his 100th goal for Liverpool, so
Yesterday, yeah.
he is a legend. He is a legend at the moment. And as
Definitely.
a fifth one, I think it would be Robertson because
Yeah, Andy
Andy
Robertson.
Robertson has been a great guy. Because both Robertson is a as a person is great and as a player he's fabulous. Means if you think 8 million, we are signing a fullback for eight
Yeah.
million, and he's doing things things that a 50 million fullback can't do. Okay, so it is
He,
like hmm,
no, you go
you
ahead.
think. It is like finding a diamond in the rough. That kind of a
Exactly.
situation. So Andy
It's
Robertson
like
is
it's very
like
difficult to pick a signing, when there's a team performance. Everybody's playing so well. Can you not pick Genie Wijnaldum when it comes to it? जब तक वो था, तो you will think that Genie
uh,
Wijnaldum one of the best signings for Klopp too, क्योंकि पूरे 90 मिनट हर मैच में थे ना, was brilliant. लेकिन अब how he's going to perform at PSG, that I don't know. कि will you count him as the world class player or not? Because under Klopp कोई भी signing लगा लो, and if that signing works, is going to be brilliant. कौन से five उठाएंगे? मतलब how can we not pick Andy Robertson in a team like this? कि यार Robertson बहुत how can we not pick Fabinho? Fabinho is so good.
Fabinho
What
is
about Mate?
great,
Mate
great. He's a great player.
Exactly. So
Great.
Fabinho ko how can we not pick in top 5? So it's so difficult to pick any top 5 players because any player
Yeah.
that comes to your mind is going to be one of the top 5 signings that Klopp has done. Because बहुत team effort है, कोई single player show नहीं है इधर.
सब प्लेयर अपने हैं, सब प्लेयर अपने हैं, सब हमारे बेस्ट प्लेयर है ना। लिवरपूल द साइनिंग, लिवरपूल का साइनिंग जो वो है ना स्ट्रेटजी है कि दे साइन प्लेयर्स बेस्ड ऑन पोटेंशियल, पर उनका क्या बोलते हैं पर्सनालिटी भी देखते हैं ना। वी डिडंट साइन नाबिल फकीर बिकॉज ही वाज अ लिटिल बिट बॉयस्ट्रस और ज्यादा शोबोटी था, इसलिए वी डिडंट साइन, वी साइन प्लेयर्स लिवरपूल प्लेयर्स, वी साइन लिवरपूल प्लेयर्स
Exactly.
दैट who fit into the Liverpool way. And when you are playing with
Something like
players,
jacks of all trades, you know, somebody who can work everywhere for us, like jacks of all trades, like I'm talking about. We go for players like that. कि अगर तुम एक ही चीज में अच्छे हो ना,
Milner of all trade, Milner of all trade,
Milner of all trade,
Milner
exactly.
of all trade. Any position you can play that guy. Yeah,
And we
yeah.
were
Means
talking about these top
hmm,
5 signings. How can we not count
hmm.
Simicas in it? How brilliant Simicas has been in that left
I
back
think
position.
we should give Simicas a little bit more time. Means what I have seen, he has been good, but I don't want to replace my favorite
It's like no,
fullback.
it's not
So that is like
replacing. I feel Andy Robertson का जो game of play है, it's totally different than what Simicas brings to the table, and ये बहुत अच्छी
hmm,
चीज है हमारे लिए. Because sometimes it
hmm,
happens that that same like you know building the play up from the back with fullbacks, Andy or maybe Trent, it doesn't work. So what Simicas
yeah.
did in yesterday's match, उसने corners लिए हैं. I think बहुत अच्छे को. I think Trent and Robertson से better corners लिए हैं कल उसने, Simicas ने. Obviously not as good a player as Andy Robertson, but very different player than him. And what different चीज is I think required. एकदम same player होना भी I think जरूरी नहीं है. थोड़ा उसका अपना flair है, and I
हाँ
think that's
मतलब
quite good.
अब हाँ मतलब वैरायटी भी तो रहना चाहिए ना टीम में। व्हेन वी आर
Exactly.
मतलब हम ब्रेक नहीं कर पा रहे डिफेंस को, तो कोई और एक प्लेयर चाहिए जो चैनल बना के
वही
जाए या
चीज.
फिर कुछ कर सके। तो इट इज
Yeah.
गुड। मैंने आई विल गिव सिमिकस एंड मिनामिनो chances on any day, because I think we need the depth in our team. Depth
Yeah.
के लिए हम लोग मर जाते हैं। अगर टीम में डेप्थ नहीं रहेगा तो हम लोग को मतलब अगर वैन डाइक आउट हो गया तो लास्ट सीजन देखा क्या हुआ हमारे साथ। लास्ट सीजन वैन डाइक और गोमेज या फिर मैटिप जब आउट था तो वी वर प्लेइंग हेंडरसन इन द सेंटर बैक पोजीशन। सो
Center back. Fabinho in the center
इट वाज
back.
अ Fabinho, and Fabinho is still a center back. I can see him as a center back, but Henderson as a center back was means I think too much for me. It was too much for me. So, how do you rate this Liverpool's transfer window, and what are your thoughts on our chances this season?
This season. Okay, so okay, obviously when the summer after the horrible the injury season that we had, I thought that इस बार तो हमारा सीजन है भाई, कोई ट्रांसफर न्यूज है, इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन. एंड आई वाज दैट एक्साइटेड टू बी ऑनेस्ट. यू नो, आई वाज लाइक ओके, आई एम जस्ट वेटिंग फॉर इट. आई टू स्टार्ट विद माय पेन एंड नोटबुक दैट कोई भी साइनिंग का कोई न्यूज आता था, अरे यार ये वाला ये मिडफील्डर्स देख रहे हैं, वी आर यू नो लुकिंग फॉर दिस फॉरवर्ड. एंड आई वाज वेरी एक्साइटेड बिकॉज the talks for finishing in top 4 were so high and so important for us because they wanted to sign players and they knew जो बड़े प्लेयर्स है लाइक एम्बापे की बात हो रही थी उस टाइम पे, तो दे विल कम टू अ टीम टू प्ले इफ दे गेट द चांस टू प्ले इन चैंपियंस लीग. तो अगर थॉट्स वहां तक थी कि एम्बापे जैसे प्लेयर्स को साइन करना है और तुम कोनाटे को साइन करके एंड द सीजन इज डन. So I was furious जब ट्रांसफर विंडो खत्म हो रहा था. I was like this can't be it. वहां रोनाल्डो साइन हो रहा है, वहां जैक ग्रिलिश स्विच कर रहा है, उधर चेल्सी में लुकाकू आ गया, साउल निगेज वहां उन्होंने साइन कर लिया है. What are we doing? How is it possible कि तुमने जीनी रिप्लेसमेंट तक नहीं लेकर आए हो? So I was very furious. But now that going into the season, and that's what Klopp said. I was actually getting crazy over this, that what is Klopp doing कि ज्यादा ही वो FSG के साथ अच्छे relations बनाने के लिए you're just giving in to everything. Why not rebel a little? Because every player, every fan will stand with you. But then I understand what Klopp said, that when he signed the contract in 2015, these were the terms and conditions that he was made to accept. He was told in the starting that ऐसा कोई वैसा बजट वाला क्लब नहीं मिलेगा तुमको कि जितना पैसा आए, हर फाइंडिंग योर प्रॉब्लम्स by spending money, finding a solution to your problems by spending money. It's not going to be that तुम्हारा budget ये है, this is how we are going to operate, and he signed to that. And that is what he said, that if this season we are not signing anyone, because see हमारा wage bill इतना ज़्यादा है, so we had to sell players. That was very important. non homegrown quota हमारे पास पूरा full है, तो पॉसिबल नहीं था इस बार अगर प्लेयर्स को नहीं सेल करें तो. Obviously I wanted to sign players and be excited about seeing them, but it makes more sense to sell the players first. And जो भी already homegrown players हैं हमारे, जो अभी now that we are seeing that Klopp is using the players in rotation, बहुत अच्छा है. Let's see कितनी देर तक work करता है, because अगर injury फिर से हो रहा है कोई, we can't afford it. I understand that, but whatever I am seeing till now, I think it's quite good. I'm happy that Curtis Jones is getting chance, and if he will not get game time तो कैसे improve होएगा वो उसको अपना कल वो I think जोटा replacement आया था, he's getting to play in that left as a left winger, जो उसका natural position है. मीना मीनो, सिमिकस, अगर these players won't get chance, I think नहीं होने वाला. अभी हार्वी एलियट का इंजरी नहीं होता तो I would say that I'm quite happy with the squad the way they are playing. अभी अगर तुम चेल्सी के मैच के साथ if we compare, Chelsea parked the bus. They were sitting there and it's not easy to get a goal. Instead अगर Watford जैसी टीम है, अगर वो if even they park the bus and it's difficult for anybody to get a goal then. तो Chelsea जैसी टीम के against तुम कैसे even if it's 10-man team doesn't matter. It's difficult to get a goal like that. So I'll say that obviously I expected more, but I understand the philosophy of club, of the owners, and what Klopp is thinking, because they can't just go ahead and buy players for the sake of it. तो जब हमारे इतने सेंटर बैक इंजरीज हो रहे थे तो हमने पैनिक साइनिंग्स करे, उजान कबाक and Ben Davis, and they're not very Liverpool suited players, because at the end we had to rely on Reece Williams, we had to rely on Nat Phillips. They are like the cult heroes of Liverpool because they played so well. तो उन्हीं पे अगर rely करना था, there was no need of panic signings, Ozan Kabak and Ben Davis. So which is why I feel we did not go because of that. साइन हमने करना था, मे बी वेजेस का, सॉल निगेस के साथ वेजेस का प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था, है ना. रफीनिया के साथ इतना एक्सपेंसिव प्लेयर होता, ही वुड वांट मोर गेम टाइम. बैमफोर्ड के साथ भी वही प्रॉब्लम हुआ, दैट ही वांटेड टू स्टार्ट एवरी मैच एंड ही न्यू दैट ही इज गोइंग टू बी द फिफ्थ चॉइस हु इज गोइंग टू बी स्टार्टिंग. तो वो भी तो प्रॉब्लम्स चल रहे थे विद एवरी थिंग, एंड दे डिडंट वांट टू साइन प्लेयर्स जस्ट द सेक ऑफ इट कि सीजन ठीक रहे. तो आई थिंक इट्स ओके, इट्स राइट व्हाट दे डिड, बिकॉज अगर पैसे वाले क्लब होता है, हमारे पास इतना पैसा होता, फिर तो बनते ये स्पेंड करते ही. जब है ही नहीं तो जो है उसी के साथ करना पड़ेगा.
True. So I think we should end it here. Thanks, Nitika, for joining us and sharing your views. It was a great experience for me. So
I also had a lot of fun. Thank you.